my creative friends, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Prompt. This is Saturday, which brings us to Status Update Saturdays. I'm not sure that this is going to stay as status update Saturdays because I'm not sure about doing a status update Saturday and also doing a personal vlog entry on Sundays. They are two quite different things, as those who have been watching know. But I'm wondering if there's a way that we can sort of condense them and crystallize them together. And anyway, we'll see how this progresses. But for now, what I want to do today is give you a bit of a status update on the building of the independent film studio, on how the progress is coming along, how the project is coming along, but also to maybe turn this around a little bit and have it really be a true prompt for you. Maybe make this into something that will be a forever prompt for you. Turn it into a status update Saturday for you rather than just for me. Maybe I can lead the way by example, and then you can turn it around and turn it into something that you can use to really focus your energies and give yourself, some standard by which you have to hold yourself to. So to that end, the progress so far, look, we're making tiny incremental progress. As you can see, if you're watching this at the time these videos are coming out, the view numbers are pretty stagnant. Each video's hovering somewhere around 120 to maybe 220 views within the first 3-4 days. So we're not really getting substantial expanded viewership. I thank those 50 to 100 of you, if you guys are watching it twice. I thank the 50 to 100 of you that are actually watching and are hopefully enjoying these each day. Otherwise, why are you coming back each time? But I appreciate you being here. But it's not expanding, in part because just the workload of trying to turn this vlog series into micro content for Instagram video posts, just the workload of trying to do the social media stuff. It's kind of overwhelming. One of the challenges that I've had along the way is that I've put out this call for help. We have that website, I'll post it here again, that basically lists the positions that we need help with, volunteers that we're seeking, or if not volunteers, people that we need to hire at some point, but the money to hire them comes from the people who join fast. And there's only a portion of those proceeds that would go toward hiring someone because the bulk of it goes towards fast. It's only the surplus that would go toward hiring people. So we have a little bit of a challenge in that way. One of the things that I'm quickly discovering, or one of the things that I believe, is that the independent film studio and building it will simply take more time if we don't have volunteers, if we don't have paid help, if we don't have people joining the system to pay for the paid help, which is fine. It just means that everything takes a little bit longer. If you're watching this to watch the behind the scenes and watch me actually go through the building process of it, these things get stretched out if we don't have help. So anything you can do to share any of these videos, to spread the word about it, to tell other, to tell writers that you know of, or writing groups that you might be a part of, or even those list of people. If you go to that website and you to fastscreenplay.com/the-team, and you have a look at what's there, if you know of anyone or know of anyone who knows of anyone that might be interested in jumping in and helping out with some of that stuff, all of it's going to help us get where we're trying to go faster. Here's the thing, the deeper I can go into the behind the scenes stuff, the more I can focus on next level stuff, the greater a value this whole series becomes for you. So I'm very aware that I'm going to be talking about, the story development stuff and my system and sort of all the things that entails. But ultimately, I want to build and expand this much further. So unfortunately, the status right now is not too much different than it was last week. We are getting a social media marketing plan in place. I am starting to get some volunteers helping out, but getting the volunteers to be able to sort of create within the target parameters is a challenging thing. It just takes time. These things, everything good in life takes time. We do, however, have, I would say, at this point, a basic initial one-page synopsis for the project that we're going to be making, that hopefully we're going to be shooting in June. I am starting to look for casting, so if you happen to know of people in Los Angeles who are actors, who are interested in, I'm basically looking for a character who is probably somewhere, male, somewhere between the ages of 30 and maybe 40, 45, that sort of range. And then I'm also looking for a female who can be kind of any age and kind of any nationality. I do have some people that we're looking for those two primary roles. There'll be some other parts along the way. I don't want to get inundated with casting, people knocking on my door for casting, though. So really anything outside of those two types are please don't send anything at this time. We will expand it and we'll open up a whole sort of casting session once the independent studio itself gets a little bit more built up. If you have any questions about this, have a look at a video a couple of days ago about how time is ultimately everything and the most important thing. So please don't clog the inbox with that, but know that is needed and would certainly be helpful. Now, so that's kind of the status of where we are now. It's not too much further along, but I'm seeing that we can probably, we should still be on target to get to where we're trying to go, get the thing into production by June. That's still the target within the writer's room itself. So one of the challenges we've had in the writer's room along the way is, everybody's struggling with the zero budget concept. The writers in the writer's room have all these ideas for projects that if budget were no limitation, the creativity, the sky's the limit. This is possibly a lesson for any writers out there watching this. One of the reasons that I'm a big believer that at least initially writers should focus on creating independent low budget projects is because it really focuses your creativity. It sharpens your the kinds of choices that you make along the way, and it really, because it focuses your creativity, it sharpens your tool, it sharpens your skills. It's very easy to say, well, sure, we can come up with a story solution if budget's no object or if money's no object. But in all production, you're always going to face some sort of production limitations and budget limitations. And so developing that discipline really is is going to dramatically increase your writing abilities and your skill and your viability and your value to a producer and production company. So, however, because of the zero budget thing is a very specific and hard set of limitations that are very predicated upon what I might have personal access to, or what I might personally want to go out and do, or what may change on the fly based upon, my personal production reality parameters. That becomes it becomes a very difficult additional layer. So what we've decided to do in the writer's room is, rather than, we're going to continue to develop the 5 or 6 projects that we've got in the works at the moment so that we can keep the pipeline rolling for the second and the third film, hopefully later in the year. But what we're going to primarily do over the next week, the next month or two, is going to focus in on this one project. So this one project that I'm basically going to be spearheading, that we're basically going to be taking the one-page synopsis this week, putting it up there for the group, and then we're going to work on it as a group. So over the next month or two, we're going to try to flesh it out, refine it, get it ready for production as a group, rather than sort of each of us working on our own project. So I think that's going to morph over time, but I think that's going to be a really good solution for us initially here. Now, that's the status for us this week. What I want to do is really turn this around to you and say, why don't you each week, every Saturday, as a daily prompt, as a prompt for you, really capture your status of where you're at in your own journey. If you were to have joined Fast Screenplay on day one and you've been here every single day throughout, you would literally already be halfway through the story development phase. If you moved at the normal pace, a relaxed pace, you'd be halfway through. You'd be nearly all the way to the point of having a roadmap for a powerful, extraordinary story. What will ultimately be the best first draft you've ever written? That would be your status at this point. If you're not joining us, you're not doing that, or you're doing your own thing, What is your status update from the start of the series, or the start of when you joined us on this daily prompt adventure here? How far along are you? Have you been taking action every day? Can you take stock of whatever that initial idea was and that initial plan that you had made was, and how much action you've taken toward it? How far along with it actually are you? What I think we should do on every Saturday is turn it on to you and say, where are you at in your progress? Where are you at with the process or with your own project? Make sure each week that we're getting you closer to where you're trying to go. Be clear, define it. As I'm defining it here with this project, define it so in your own project, with your own adventure along the way. That's what today's daily prompt is really all about. That's what the action that I would like to see you take today. Please, I know it's a Saturday. If you want to shift this to a different day of the week for your own timing and scheduling purposes, that's totally cool. But what you should do each week is really harness and capture, record what your status progress is along the way. That's going to be the way to keep you in check. That's going to be the way to ensure, to remind you each week, geez, I haven't done anything this week. I've got to take action this coming week. I'm really going to focus in on these daily prompts and take that action. It's that continuous ongoing daily action that keeps us moving forward and actually gets us toward our goal and our target. So if you haven't taken action this past week, that's okay. Record your status. Record where you are today. Use that. Put that up on your wall or something so that you can see it, so you can be reminded of it. So it prompts you into taking action this coming week. Take action today and do this. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. Click the little bell to make sure you get notifications of this. Hit us up on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or all of the above. And whatever you do, though, take action. Have a great weekend. If you join me for the personal vlog entries, we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you on Monday for Mindset Monday. Thanks for watching. See you then.